I'm Charlie Rose with Gail King and Nora O'Donnell. The partial government shutdown enters its second day this morning. Federal offices, parks, and monuments around the country are closed. About 800,000 workers are sitting at home.
House Republicans are still trying to get some departments running again, but both parties are digging in for a prolonged fight. Nancy Cordes is on Capitol Hill.
We have seen no major steps towards a resolution over the past 24 hours. In fact, the only development came last night when House Republicans tried to pass 3 bills restoring funding to parts of the federal government. Democrats voted against all 3, saying you don't get to cherry pick which parts of the government stay open and which stay closed. Republicans might try again today. Now, there are some House Republicans who say that this is a bad strategy, that it is not going to do good things for the party, but right now they are in a distinct minority. The president is going to be talking to business leaders again today, trying to get them on board. He and Democrats feel that they don't need to negotiate. They feel they have the high ground in this standoff. For CBS This Morning, I'm Nancy Cordes on Capitol Hill.
CBS News analyst and Republican strategist Frank Luntz met last night with a group of 21 voters to get their take on the shutdown. The group included both Republicans and Democrats, and most of them said they don't like what Congress is doing.
Tell the American people, what is this about? What is the fight about to you? What are they doing?
After so many years, they still haven't passed a budget. They're overspending money that we don't have, that our children, our grandchildren don't have.
It's frustrating. There needs to be more compromise. I want to see spending come down.
What terrifies me is the tactics. I mean, what kind of precedent does this set?
Yes.
If there's something that my party disagrees with, be it abortion or gun control, etc., I can threaten to shut down the government if I don't get my way.
Both sides are demonizing the others to the greatest extent possible.
I feel like there's no respect between the two sides on this.
Do you guys agree with that?
Yes.
Let me ask you another question. Do they respect you?
No.
Is this the way American government should be run?
Absolutely not. The dialogue has stopped. And an issue, health care reform, Affordable Care Act, that has been legislated, ratified, upheld by the U.S. Supreme Court, while not in perfect form, is amenable to be improved.
I feel that that law was ramrodded to the American people.
But is that any reason to shut the government down?
I think that people who were elected on that platform are standing by their scruples, and I think that that's perfectly acceptable.
Obama himself, with all due respect, was acting a bit like a spoiled child, where he said, I will not move budget, change, compromise, give in, negotiate the last couple of days.
Why does he need to change when it's already been passed and it's already been... we had a full election based on it. We had a full election based on it.
Legislators. One at a time. Congress may not be listening to each other. They may not be listening to you. But if they heard you, I don't know exactly what they would hear. It's a cacophony of sound. And that makes this whole thing so challenging. I'm going to give you the last word.
I don't think they care what we have to say, because I read a statistic recently that over half of members of Congress become lobbyists once they leave both parties. And so they're more interested in advancing their own interest and the interest of trade groups and other people who can afford to pay them than they are ours. So I don't think what we say in this room is really going to sway them one way or another.
Oh, I hope you're wrong. If let me put it this way, if you're not wrong, I have wasted my life.
Frank Luntz is with us now from Washington. Frank, good morning. Is there any sense that the people you interviewed feel like they have any pressure, especially on the group of House Republicans who feel they're standing on principle?
No, there was a lot of frustration. And Nora, that room, we held this in a congressional hearing room surrounded by those beautiful Steve Penley paintings. And what you did not see too much of was the conflict between average Americans, the intensity, the bitterness. All it took was about 2 minutes before they got in it with each other. And if they can't agree with each other, how can they possibly agree to put pressure on Washington? They just think that Washington isn't listening, Washington doesn't care. And the congressmen and senators that follow me on this show, you should ask them that question. Why do so many Americans think that Washington is totally out of touch?
Frank Luntz, thank you. With us now from Capitol Hill.